Barton. I'm the head cake decorator at McArthur's Bakery, and I'm here to explain why we stack cakes with plastic on plastic versus plastic on cardboard or anything besides that. And then I'll show you our gluing system that allows you to stack the cake completely up and transport it from there without worrying about bumps or cracks forming around your borders, because we've had a lot of nightmares where we used to use cardboard, and from the bumpy drives and everything, by the time it got there, we'd set it up and the border would separate from the next plate, and then you'd have to call out a decorator to scrape your border, reborder it, and then just waste time and money. It does cost a little more because you are using plastic on plastic, but it saves so many problems that it's worth it to us. And then we never ask you to return the plates because of all the grease, and it never comes off as good as a brand new plastic plate. So we always start with fresh. So I already pre-measured this one. It's so much better since you're on plastic, because then if you're not exactly centered, then part of your plastic plate is showing and it just can cause a few problems. I always stab one of the marks I've made and kind of roll it around a little bit, so I know to cut where the cake and the icing meet. We use a bandsaw to cut through our plastic. Once again, it saves time and money. You just have to be careful when using it. You always want to use, when you're going through the saw, you always want to use the pillar that you stuck through as your guide. It will be your closest marker in case you have any little bit of offness. And then you want to remove all the plastic shavings from the saw out of the pillar so that they don't go into your cake. And then you're going to always stick the non-cut end into the plastic piece. And then line up your marks. And then because our cakes come out of the cooler before they're iced, we always stab it 4 times to help relieve any bubbling outside the edge. Hopefully all the air will escape up, and that solved a lot of issues. Okay, your corn syrup, glucose, whatever you want to call it, goes along the outside. And then I just kind of smush down those little clumps, because once this cake goes into the cooler, if you put it on a slightly off rack, if you have too much corn syrup and bubbles, you'll come in the next day and it will have slid off. And then the Gorilla Glue, which is it kind of foams up overnight, goes right in the middle, just a little bit, not too much. And then I make sure this one's nice and stuck and level before I work with the next one. And then I mark the next tier. You want to make sure that the ones with the marked edge go diagonally from each other. They're going to be your cleanest cut, and then vice versa with these two. It's going to make sure you have a more level plate. And then you just want to fill in where it's a little bit separated, so that when it comes out tomorrow all chilled, your icing is chilled at the same temperature, so it will smooth out better for you, versus putting fresh, warm icing in these spots tomorrow. And now this cake is good until tomorrow. We'll bring it out, smooth out those edges really nicely, and decorate it, and we are good to go.